It's still not 6, 7, 420, you know? It's not gonna be 6, 7, 420. Don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. It's not 6, 7, 420. That was me. That wasn't like your phone going off. It was so close at one time. Well, okay, it wasn't that close. It was like we got a 6 and we got a 7 in there at like the same time, but that doesn't make it 6, 7, you know? It's not necessarily 6, 7 just because there's a 6 and a 7. The whole point of 6, 7 is that they're next to each other. They are friends. They are friends. Let's see. Music. Here we go. Music. If there's a 6 and a 7, it's literally 6, 7. Okay, but like, I don't know. Do you think the number like 6,407? Do you think, is that 6, 7? Because like, I would argue that no, there's like 2 digits in between there. And hence, therefore, it does not count. It can't be 6, 7. If there's other things in between the 6 and the 7, you know? You're losing the plot here. You're losing the plot. You're losing the plot. I love my camera because the model number is 6, 7. I mean, today I did, when I was preparing food at one point, I was like, because like, usually I use my food scale to like measure how much of something I'm putting in something, like especially if it's like condiments or something, right? So I think I put exactly 6, 7 milliliters of milk into my tea. I just like poured it and then I like stopped and then I checked and I saw the number and I was like 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. Imagine just like a recipe where it's like, it's all 6, 7. It's like you gotta add like 67 grams of this and then 67 milliliters of that. 6, 7, 6, 7. If only the Arab mathematicians that created the number system 7,000 years ago knew what they were doing, putting 6 next to 7. 6, 7. I mean, it's not their fault. Like 6, 7 wasn't the funny number until like last year. But like 6, 7 is a very recent invention. 6, 7, 6, 7. Measuring the milk in your tea. I mean, it's one of those things where it's easy to get carried away if you don't. I've gotten better at guesstimating though. I don't always measure it. It's usually somewhere between like 60 and 100 milliliters depending on the size of the cup. Yeah, what if it was? My friend, look at this. 6, 7. I don't know. What, like, ancient medieval memes do you think exist that have, like, completely been lost to time because nobody remembers the context? Hi, Eggy. Sorry I missed the last couple streams. It's okay. I missed the last couple streams, too. I only streamed once last week. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This week is so far somewhat better than last week. I caught the bus this morning, which means that's already better. That's already better. Drink water? Okay. Yeah, I swear last week I was so exhausted for the entire week. Like, I know it was like a mix of things, but I was so exhausted the entire week. I took Ubers basically every day because every day I would wake up and I could not get out of bed fast enough to be able to catch the bus. So I took Ubers for like, yeah, pretty much all of last week. And then Thursday I did the thing, like, Thursday I basically had to like call out a sick out of work because it was one of those things where it's like there's nothing technically wrong with me. It's just that I'm so exhausted that I feel like even if I show up, I'm not going to be of use to anybody. Like I'm not going to be able to focus on whatever it is you want me to do, and I'm almost certainly going to make mistakes. So yeah, I took Thursday off. But yeah, this week so far, I mean, it's only Monday. There's still plenty of time for things to go wrong. But I am much more rested at the very least. After spending the entire weekend just sleeping and doing nothing else. Yeah. There was a comic in the 1920s that had a joke like, did you hear about the gorilla that escaped from the zoo? No, because I am a quiet gorilla. Sounds of quiet gorilla. Is that real? Is that real? Can we get any historians on that? Is that one real? To me, that sounded like something that somebody made up on the internet. And just like pretended that they found it in the history books. So much can go wrong, like losing at Mahjong. I mean, I did lose at Mahjong quite a bit last week. Last Monday, I was not playing my best Mahjong there. That's Quitter Talk. This week will be great. I mean, so far it's better than last week. 100% better than where I was exactly 1 week ago. So that's good. Not perfect, but let's see. I'm a historian. It is fake news, literally. Okay, glad to know my suspicions were correct. If only because I'm pretty sure... Did the image that people circulate, did it have that, like, those stars around the, like... Because I feel like the, like, asterisks around words as a way of saying, like, you know, as, like... oh, this is a sound effect that's happening, or this is like an action that is happening. I feel like that's like a fairly recent thing. Or unless it's older than I think, which is also possible. But, I don't know. Eggy updates for the week. I am less sleepy. I have yet to find a second bed bug, but I keep having dreams where I find more bugs, and then I wake up and I check the place in my dream, except it doesn't work like that because the things in my dreams don't work how they do in real life. Like, the other night I had a dream that I found bed bugs in between the, like, headpiece and the body piece of my Real Akuma plushie. Now, the problem is that that's not how my Real Akuma plushie works in real life. My Real Akuma plushie in real life does not have separate head and body. It's all one unit. I cannot divide them. The bugs are not going to be in there. Because they have no way of getting in there, so... a very unhelpful dream. At some point, maybe I'll... At some point, maybe the guidance will be better. Infested your dreams. I have seen more bed bugs in my dreams than I have, like, in real life. Like, I am still worried. I am still worried because I know you're supposed to wait. Like I said last week, I think the only thing I can do is really wait to see if more pop up. Because I checked all around my bed. I have checked... I mean, I guess I haven't checked behind the outlets yet, so they could still be there. But I've checked the whole bed. I have checked the bedspread. I have checked the bed frame. I have checked the shelf above my bed. I guess I didn't check, like, the lights. I don't know. Do they live in the lights above beds? I feel like that would be a very difficult place for them to live, I feel. I've checked my tables, I have checked my desk. My current running theory right now is, so bedbugs, obviously, they eat blood and then they poop, you know, just like every other being on Earth. And when they do that, they leave behind these kind of like black spots, which sometimes you'll see it on furniture, sometimes you'll see it on like bedding. And I think I saw a few spots of it on my bedspread, which is also where I happened to find the one bug I found last week. So I'm wondering, like, maybe there was some living in my bedspread, but then I put the bedspread in the hot water wash and then I put it in the dryer. So I'm like, did I just like nuke them all out of orbit? Possibly, maybe, hopefully. Like, maybe there was like one or two, because there's not that many spots. There's not that many spots. So I'm like, maybe there was just like a few? Maybe. I'm not gonna bank on that. I'm not gonna bank on that. It's dangerous to bank on that, but like, I can have hope. Apparently bedbugs hate water. I've heard that. I mean, I know that the one thing that you're supposed to do to everything is heat, which is why I've been doing everything with hot water lately, which is not going to do good things to my clothes, but at the very least, they're clean, I guess. But yeah, that's why they tell you to put like everything in the dryer or to steam things, because the steam will apparently like, I don't know, vaporize them instantly. Or ideally, you've been hypervigilant to the point of paranoia. I have to be honest, I haven't put anything in plastic bags. I don't know why. Something about putting everything in plastic bags, to me, I'm just like, I'm not ready to do that yet. Somehow I kind of wish this happened when I was unemployed. Because the problem is that, like, it would have been a lot easier to deal with, I think, partly because I would have had more time and energy, but I think also because, like, I don't want to put away any of my clothes because I also have to deal with the fact that I need to dress business casual to leave the house every day. So, like, I feel like if this was like last year and I was unemployed and I was just like, you know, I could just wear kind of whatever, I feel like I could like adapt. I could adapt, but like, unfortunately, I do need my clothes. I do need my clothes for wearing. Yeah. This is the worst stream saga ever. Can we go to the next one? I don't know. What do you propose for the next stream saga? What is it? What is the next EGGY arc? What are you proposing? What are we gonna pitch to the writer's room here? What's the next EGGY arc? I don't know. What do I have upcoming? I guess there's Thanksgiving? I don't know. I'd like to go see my parents for Thanksgiving. Trip Japan? Money. Great EGGY wealth arc, please. Great EGGY wealth arc. So I can trip Japan. So I can, new desk. Oh, maybe EGGY new furniture arc once all this is over. EGGY new furniture arc is definitely going to be a thing. So yeah, trip Japan. Yeah. Can you bug-proof your bed? I've seen people place a pan of some kind of bug-killing dust under each leg. I've heard of that. So it turns out that my mattress has been inside of this like plastic zipper bag the entire time, which apparently helps prevent bed bugs from like actually getting into the mattress. So at the very least, like, that's good. I guess my grandparents were thinking ahead when they set up this room. So yeah, at the very least, I know they're not in the mattress. The mattress is more or less safe. Yeah, lottery winning arc when I don't know. I'm like, EGGY vast riches arc, hopefully soon. I mean, I'm working a job, so like maybe very slowly I'll get the EGGY vast riches arc, but it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. Anything? I'm trying to think of what else. EGGY Christmas arc, EGGY... Oh, EGGY 5th anniversary arc, although that's not really an arc. I think that's just... That's just preparing for the 5th anniversary. 5th EGGYversary. 5th EGGYversary. Let's see. Terrible plague upon someone. I'm sure you would know about that, Plague Maker. I'm sure you know about that. Good evening. Oh yeah, I should say good evening to people. I should say good evening to Notch on Stemos, and I should say good evening to Jake, and to Punk Asian, and to Beba, and to RJXXXX, and to Uphill, and to Panis, and to Jake. No, wait, hold on. I already said to Jake? No, already. Yes. Also, thank you, Jake, for blooming for 42 months on a 41-month streak. Uninterrupted. And thank you, and good evening to Zully. I mean, thank you for being here, but like, good evening. And good evening to Desitroya. And good evening to PMD Starlet Sylveon. Yes. Shout out was given to Bodega Rat. Who did the shout out? Did Bubba shout herself out? Currently unegg ploy, but I can't break the streak. I mean, feel free to break the streak if you need to. If you do not have money for egg, I mean, I don't know. How much do they cost in the US again? Because I know that they're more expensive in Canada. Or maybe they're not more expensive. Maybe it's like the same amount. 7 USD. See, I think they're like $9 here. I think they're almost $10 now. I guess because they're like, well, we can't give a different price for Canada, so clearly we're just going to keep moving it up. $6 on PC, prices on mobile are inflated. I'm assuming, like, if you buy a subscription on mobile for the first time and then renew it every month, does it stay with the same price that you got it originally for? Yeah. The 6 and 7 year anniversary. 6-7. 6-7. I don't know. I hope 6-7 is still relevant by next year. 6-7. 6-7. Pretty sure it stays, but you could just cancel and re-renew. Okay, yeah. Because I'm trying to think, yeah. Because I know it's the same on YouTube, right? Because it's like, I was told that, like, the computer is the best machine for buying subs on both Twitch and YouTube, and that the iPhone is the worst machine for it because I guess the App Store takes a cut, and then also YouTube and or Twitch takes a cut. Whereas I guess on Android it's not quite as bad because like the Google Play Store, like YouTube is Google, so like I guess they don't need to take the cut twice, I guess. But the computer, nobody takes a cut apparently. Buy your Eggy subs on the computer for them to be marginally cheaper. Or I guess you can use the Prime subs too, if you have Prime. Also, good evening, Linkstorm on YouTube. Good evening. Yes. We'll use that on the computer. I mean, most of you are probably on the computer right now, right? I mean, I know some people use Twitch Mobile. I don't like using the Twitch Mobile app unless I really have to. I'm on PC. That's what I figure. I feel like most people on Twitch are using PC. Yeah. On computer? You are all on computer. Yeah, Twitch Mobile UI is pretty rough. I don't understand how YouTube managed to have like a functioning live stream interface and somehow Twitch can't figure it out. It's bizarre. I understand Twitch chat has like a lot more stuff going on, but like it can't be that difficult, right? I'm usually on mobile. Get him! The lone phone watcher. The only phone watcher. Let's do a bunch of stuff. I don't know what we can do. What can we do? What can we do to like inconvenience mobile viewers? Let's make all of our text really small. Let's make the text really small so we can't see it. Let's make our text extremely small. Let's see. I'm still waiting on my egg merch. Where is it? Ask Mosobox! Ask Mosobox! I already go to work every day and I'm customer service. I cannot be customer service on stream as well. What are you gonna do? Give me the headset? You're gonna give me the headset? It should have shipped by now, I believe. I was looking at the, because Mosobox, they do a, they have like a schedule on their website I saw for like when different things ship. Because they do like certain, they have like a day where it's like, okay, this is when the keychains go into production, this is when the stickers go into production, this is when the acrylics go into production. I don't know if they ship your order once all of them are done or if they wait for it, but I believe the August shipping, I think both the sticker and the keychain dates have passed. So I don't know if they just wait to like consolidate the order. Question from Mosobox. I cannot be customer service. Questions for Mosovox. The feeble mobile user, extensionless. Yeah, get rid of the best way to mess with mobile watchers is get rid of the chat. What else could I do? What else could I do? Oh, we gotta have all of the things pop up at the chat. Like, you know how when you have stuff on mobile where it's like, you've been subbed for this many months kind of banner, and then on top of that you got like some other promo thing, and you got some like Twitch drops or something, so you got like 4 things stacked on top of each other in a chat. That can kill a Twitch mobile user, I think. Yeah, I mainly want to know if I gotta deal with customs. That I know even less about in terms of shipping. Again, you will have to ask Mosobox. You'll have to ask Mosobox. I don't know if... I mean... because they ship out of Canada. So I'm assuming it's crossing the border. But I'm not sure... Do you think they would hit you for stickers? I guess the acrylics would be more of a problem than the stickers, but... yeah. If you import it because it's easier to chat on mobile, yeah, which means I need to make the text, I need to make everything even smaller. Everything even smaller. The smallest. Can I make everything even smaller, actually? I don't think I can. I was like, can I just make all the sources smaller? Just make everything smaller? Eggplant tax, thank you for paying your taxes. Yes. Tiny text. Why do you bully me? I don't know. I go to work all day and I have to be customer service, and then I sit down at my desk. I'm customer service. I'm but a humble mobile watcher. There's more of you than I thought. I thought all of you were sitting at your computers. Although it seems like a lot of you work computer jobs. So I'm assuming, I imagine if you are all working computer jobs, then you probably might not want to end your day and then go sit at computer. Even if it's like fun computer versus bad computer. I'm at my computer, I'm playing Medieval Simulator. Oh, and then you have the egg on your phone. Egg on your phone. Yeah, I mean, I guess I also go to work and look at the bad computer, and then I come home and look at the good computer. I guess that is. Yeah. You need to add a bunch of 7TV emotes with really long names. Excellent plan! Excellent plan! Excellent plan! Now we can inconvenience both mobile viewers and we can confuse everybody in the YouTube chat. Beautiful, excellent plan. I like it. Excellent. Me at work, me at home. I mean, yeah. See, I go to work and well, okay, I work on the worst computer. Because I'm pretty sure my computer at work is like ThinkPad. Lenovo ThinkPad is my computer at work. And then I come home and I have, despite everything, still a better computer than ThinkPad. I think actually I found out recently that there is a version of the ThinkPad that's like a desktop computer instead of a laptop. I can't remember what it was called. It was like ThinkStation or something. Or like Think... It wasn't like ThinkBox. Can't remember what it's called. I only found out about it recently. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense that it would have that. You guys all seem like you're people who would know the answer to this. Please let me know if you remember the answer to what is the desktop version of a ThinkPad. But in the meantime, we are past the ads, so I believe it is. Whoops! There we go. It is zhonging time, and it's not going to be 6, 7, 420. only... Here we go. See? Not a single 6, not a single 7. See? 5, 2, 2, 1, 5. See? Beautiful number. Not a single 6, not a single 7, not even a 420. I mean, I guess there's a 2 in it. There's a 2 in it. That's as close as we're gonna get. Lost all the numbers. Yeah, I mean, there's a 2. There's a 2. It's not completely over. Let me pin this on YouTube as well. There we go. Welcome, Sylvia Queen. Hello. Let me change. I don't feel like being... I don't feel like being a pointy guy this week. Is it gonna be a round guy? Or even a woman? I don't know. I'm feeling wheelchair girl right now, I think. Yeah, I think I'll go with wheelchair girl today. Go cozy mode? You feel like changing? Okay. Pajama. 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 Wheelchair girl, best girl. I like waited so long to get her. Like I ended up getting her from like, you know, it's not the pity. Like, you know when you get like a duplicate? I had to buy her with like the little currency you get that they give you instead if you get a character that you already have. I ended up having to buy her with that because I've been like waiting so long to be able to pull for her. I like the wheelchair like drift. I like the drift emote. Also playing as a wheelchair girl, so it's hard to see currently with my skin. Yeah. She only actually has the wheelchair in like one skin, right? The rest are just like her sitting down, right? Like, sitting on something else. Like a chair or some such object. Yeah, not all of them are even sitting down. Yeah! Wait, how many outfits does she have? Like, I know there's like a lot of characters that have like 1 bajillion outfits. 6? 6? I need to step my game up. I need to step my game up. You're just I'm getting flexed on. I'm like, ooh, look, I have 1 character. I'll have you know I have many other characters. I'm just choosing not to use them right now. In fact, I think I have some I've never even used. I'm gonna be real. Like, Ichihime, okay, obviously these two, like, everyone up to, like, Yuzu. Well, okay, up to Ayako, I have used all of these people. Mostly EGGY, mostly because she had the Sanrio collab. I use the Gintama ones occasionally. I don't think I've ever used you. I've never used you at all. Wheelchair girl. I don't think I've ever have I ever used this guy? I've definitely used this guy. I've used the Sword Art Online people sometimes. Have I ever used you? I've used you too. I don't think I've used you at all. I don't know. Sometimes you get like 1 character and you're like, I don't care about literally everybody else. I want to use her so much when I first started out. Pull for her like 3 times. Temples and my friend just use a free pull and tried getting her. See, yeah, I'm also like an ungrateful soul who also got her entirely by accident. I still keep thinking about good friend Power Nelson, who has a second character like outside of the defaults. He has only, as far as I know, he's only ever pulled once, ever, in this game. And he got a character on his, like, one and only pull. I'm like, that is, like... You could have used that luck for something else in life, but you somehow used it on the one and only Mahjong Soul gacha pull you've ever done. She's just the only one. Pulled once and is like, okay, never need to pull again. I mean, sometimes 100% win rate, you gotta stop while you're ahead. Exactly. I mean, I guess sometimes it's also just like, I think when I started pulling, it was because I got tired of hearing the same two voices over and over. So that's why I was like, please just get me literally any third person. I don't care who it is. Please just get me a third person. So yeah, I guess that once you get a third person, then sometimes it's just like, okay, well, quit while you're ahead. Yeah. No one's joining because the room doesn't have 6-7 in it. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Can't believe you're only here for 6-7. You're only here for 6-7. I'm gonna have to start, like, doing, like, channel points betting based on, like, the numbers, like, the digits in the room code. Like, you guys are gonna have to be like, is there gonna be a 6 and a 7 in there? And then you're gonna, like, bet all your channel points on that. You know, like it's like lottery numbers. Yeah. Haven't opened Mahjong in, like, 2 months. Do you remember what a tile is? They're like those little squares. Well, they're more like rectangles. They're like rectangular prisms that you use to play the game. Some of them have, like, numbers on them. Some of them have, like, Chinese characters. Some of them have, circles. Sticks. When you're like one tile away from, like, winning with a closed hand, then you call reach. And they call it reach because you have to reach across the board to put your stick down. 6-7. That's a throwback. Let me get with my Labubu and Stanley Cup. Labubu. You know what I find interesting, I feel has been happening lately? I feel like I'm witnessing the, like, trademark genericization of Labubu. Because I feel like I've seen people refer to, like, any kind of, like, little guy that looks like it's wearing a costume suit of some kind that you attach to your bag. Because now they have, like, you know, everybody and their mother has, like, a different kind of that variation on that concept, right? Of, like, soft thing with face that you attach to your bag. And I feel like I've seen people just calling, like, anything that fits that description a Labubu. Admittedly, because it's very fun to say, but I'm also just like, this is like a Kleenex Band-Aid situation. Labubu. Labubu. I tested your theory about sharing Zhong memes, but I'm like, let's see if Eggy finds this herself. And you did. It was a 6-7 tile. Well, it was the official Mahjong Soul account that posted that. The 6-7 tiles. 6-7. 6-7. 6-7. 6-7. 6-7. 6-7. 6-7. I mean, I'd be interested in betting in the winner of a friendly match. No rigging here. Nope, definitely not. I mean, that's what Beba does for all her when she plays. Yes, get it out of your system. You'll never exercise the 6-7 out of me. 6-7 forever. Forever 6-7. I don't know. It's just, it's fun to say. It is relaxing to say. It's fun to say in a way that, like, 6'9", 69 just isn't, you know? Triple wheelchair girl. Exodia is almost complete. Yeah, come on. One person join. Please play along. I mean, we did have the other day, didn't we have, like, Oops All Washizu, I think? We had, like, everybody else. Everybody else, it was a different character, but, like, everybody picking the same character. 6-7. 6-7. Join roller derby team. We are a wheelchair basketball team. Actually, how many people do you need for basketball again? Isn't it like 11 or something? Or maybe that's soccer. How many people do you need for a basketball team again? I don't know. I don't actually know. 6? Yeah, but is it like 6 total? It can't just be 6 total. It's like 6 guys on the court at any given time. 5 guys on the court at any given time, but obviously you have more people so you can swap people in and out. Yeah, it depends on the version of basketball, but it's usually 5 on 5. Ah, okay. Yeah, and then you like swap your guys out. Yeah, you have backups. That's the case for most sports, I think, isn't it? Unless I'm wrong. Zully. Okay. Yeah, any team sport besides like tennis. Yeah, I guess team sport. Well, is tennis a team? I mean, I guess there's pairs. I was gonna say, is tennis a team sport? Yeah, hockey, 5 skaters, 1 goalie. Do they rotate out the goalie? I can't remember. I feel like they probably do, right? Yeah, what's the ominous music? I don't know. I put on like an Umineko playlist, and I guess some of it is just gonna be foreboding. Some of it will just be foreboding. I'm sorry if this is scaring you off from Mahjong. I don't know. I've been playing Umineko. Unfortunately, I can't talk much about Umineko because I'm on I just finished episode 5. I finished. Which is past the halfway mark, but there's still a lot to go. I just started episode 6. I feel like there's a lot of things that have been spoiled for me, just because sometimes when the Twitter algorithm detects that you're playing something, it suddenly is like, I'm going to show you everything related to that thing, including things you're probably not supposed to see yet. So I'm spoiled on some things, but yeah. They can pull goalie and leave an empty net to get 6 skaters. They have backups and emergency backups. Yeah. Good to see you. Hope you're winning. I don't know. We just started. There's still time for me to win, and there's also lots of time for me to lose. But yes, surely, statistically, at least one of you has completed Umineko, right? Out of everybody here right now. Interesting choice of music. I don't know. Do you want me to skip to the next song? I don't know if I can do that. It's like all one video playlist on YouTube. Let me see if I can... Let me see. Watch the next one be even scarier. Is this scary? Just a clock. The video did call it Rokenjima Ambiance. Howdy Marie. Hello, Sheriff Pumpkin. I think page up, page down skips to the next song and timestamps. Yeah, but that assumes that they've timestamped it. Fuck, ah yes, a reminder of my mortality. That's what I'm saying, I don't know. Is this scarier? Are you kidding me? Is this scarier? Is this less scary? If we're going for Umineko ambiance, maybe Zhong is a scary game. Very scary. It's just rain, so only slightly spooky. Okay. Unless you're afraid of, like, I don't know, like water damage to your house or something. Are you kidding me? Gee. I can probably skip to the next one, given I thought that was going to be a song starting here, but I think it legitimately is just ticking clock. I'll pick a better playlist next time. How much... How much ticking clock? Oh, here we go. There we go. That's more pleasant. That's more pleasant. There we go. That's more pleasant. Now we sound like fancy mansion zhonging. We're zhonging, but in a graceful but slightly sad manner. Oh, there was drops. There is drops. I've forgotten how to get them, but there are drops for this game, I believe. Is it this week? Is it running right now? Whoops. Okay, did not mean to do that. Oops. He keeps her sad music disposition. Why else do we play Zhong? Simply to suffer. That is the purpose of Zhong. I'm just worried if I pick like a different Umineko playlist, that it's just gonna be like the intense ones, and we're gonna be getting like nothing but like chessboard flipping music over and over. Like it's just gonna be like the loudest thing ever. Nah. Okay, well, it's not my problem. Let me see if I can find different music. Let's see. Okay, can we get Umineko that's not rain ambiance? Even though I know that's kind of the point of the story. Let me try Umineko playlist. Not. Let's best of Umineko. Okay, some of these songs are gonna be scary, and some of them are gonna be fast. This is pretty Zhong. This is pretty Zhong core, though. This feels pretty Zhong core. This is kind of how it feels to play Mahjong. Like you can't deny it. Everyone playing right now, is this song not how it feels? Eggy, make sure to check for Aquafit before it's booked. Probably not tomorrow. I don't know why, it always fills out really fast on Tuesdays. I think everyone just likes the Tuesday instructor more. I don't know, I didn't go last week because I was too busy going ooh ooh ooh. It does feel like Zhong, right? Right? Personal news, I'm now eligible to get 1 Moonlight Lucky Bag from Mahjong Soul. Eligible? Like you applied and you met the requirements? But yeah, what do I have to do this week, though? I feel like a lot of this week is gonna be like catching up on last week. I need to play more Deltarune. I want to do singing, either a karaoke or I want to record stuff. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. There's probably other stuff I need to catch up on. I have to figure out what to make for dinner tomorrow, I guess. It always, you gotta make dinner every night. You have to eat every night, can you believe it? I mean, you don't have to, but like bad things happen if you don't. You have to come up with something. And you can't just have the same thing over and over. Because that's like bad for you and stuff. But you gotta come up with something new, like every night. After a while, you just go, ugh. Intermittent fasting sounds better and better. Just because you don't have to come up. There's my idea of 1 week of curry. I don't know. It's like, okay. Also, my bread keeps going moldy. I haven't figured out why that's happening yet. Because I keep it in the same place as usual, but I didn't have this problem usually. Yeah, I'm just like... What do I have? I guess I still have noodles left. I'm running out of edamame. I'm gonna need to buy more edamame. Cause like, I don't know, I eat the same thing for breakfast pretty much every day, and I eat more or less the same thing for lunch too. So they're pretty easy to decide. It's just like dinner. That's like the big question mark every day. It's like, okay, you've had your hummus crackers lunch. And you've had your, you know, your cottage cheese on toast breakfast. I hope you refrigerate the bread because summer. Yeah, I put the bread in the fridge this time. But yeah, it's like I've been leaving the bread out on like on the counter for like the whole summer, and I had zero problems until like last week. Hello, Cosmic Kitsune. Hello. Hello. Good evening. I am NiceEggy. I am nice and I'm an eggy. And right now we are zhonging. You cannot join at this exact moment, but the code is pinned if you want to join for the next round. I think I'm going to decide against it. Yay! Look, Raiders, this could happen to you. You could lose a negligible amount of points to me. And I don't even get first place. Hi, Eggy, sorry to raid and run, but it's dinner time. Understandable, all I do is raid and run. All I do is raid and run, because I always have to go to sleep. But yes, thank you. Good job, Sylvia Queen. Congratulations. And thank you, Zelly, and... I forget how to read your name. But yes, thank you for playing. There we go. Yay! Second person on podium popping champagne. Yeah, I know which picture you're talking about. Yay! I mean, last week I got like 4th, like for almost all the games, except for one where I got like 3rd. So I think I'm allowed to celebrate being in 2nd. I'm allowed to go yay. You know? I'm allowed to go yay. It's legal. It's legal, and I'm allowed to do it. You know, you can actually go yay too. It's allowed. Even if you lose, you're allowed to go yay. It's not illegal. There's no law against it. The last hand, I was just slowly trying to justify building 9 gates. I don't... This is like me with like 13 orphans, where I'm like, I'll get like 3 honor... I'll get like 4 honors. And then I will be like, okay, surely I can build 13 orphans out of this. And then I like run myself into the dirt trying to do it. And then I fall directly on my face and I go ow, 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 ow. Hello, Punk Asian. Welcome to gaming. Welcome to Tiles Gaming. Yeah, I have way too many Yakumans for how many actual playtime I have on Mahjong. Isn't that a good thing, though? Is that a good thing? Unless you're getting hit with all those Yakumans, like they're all other people's Yakumans. 13 orphans? Ah, dang it. 13 orphans? Ah, dang, yeah. 13 orphans! Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it. Ugh. Maybe if I try it 13 times, I'll get it. Yeah. Good if you just want Yakumans. If you want to get better, I guess. Is it like the Yakuman to wins ratio is what you're concerned about? Where it's like, you're not winning enough, but when you do win, you're winning big. Because, like, I don't know, I've always been of the logic that, like, every win you get is one that your opponent didn't get. So, like, it doesn't matter how small it is. If you're getting it and they aren't, then that's what matters, right? I need one Yakuman, then I can finally start playing seriously. Chase Yakuman collection, win later. You must get all the Yakuman. All the Yakumen. Collect the Yakumen. Yeah, I have 18 Yakumans, 9 in Sama, 9 in 4-player across 1,300 hours-ish of playtime, minus AFK time plus mobile time. Yeah, how many hours do I have in Zhong, actually, now that I think of it? Is that something it will tell me here? Because, like, I know I also have, like, AFK time, and also I played on the browser version for the longest time. You guys are sending me messages. I wonder... Yeah, I wouldn't suppose it tells you. Because I know Steam will tell you, but it only tells you for, like, the hours you played of the Steam version. I have played 340.4 hours of the Steam version. However, that's only on Steam. So that's only in the past 2 years. I've definitely played more than that. Yeah. It only tells you in your yearly reel that they do, or their recap. What, for Mahjong Soul or for Steam? Zhong money spent tracker. I don't know, because like I'm thinking, because I played on the browser version for a long time. Like up until I think like 2023. So that was like a whole year zhonging, and I zhonged quite a bit that year. I imagine I'm probably more up to like 500 or 600 hours maybe. Just assume, like, trying to guesstimate how much I played on the browser version. I used to zhong so much in 2022. I zhonged so much, and even when I was in Japan, I zhonged quite a bit too. Need to play other things, just literally anything else. Well, I don't know, I used to have it as like my like, I would never play it with the BGM on. I would always play it, like, I would have like a YouTube video or something playing while I zhonged, and that's what I would do. And then I guess I got tired of doing that. Or maybe the YouTube videos got less interesting. So I stopped zhonging in my spare time. Yeah, 2024 for me. In 2025, I started doing more IRL tournaments or / meetups, so stop grinding ranked as much. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, because like I've played ranked for a while. I haven't touched ranked in a while because every time I do, I like lose horribly, and then I remember why I haven't touched ranked in a while. I'm trying to think what, because 2020, I played it a lot when I was in Japan too. But like I never played IRL Mahjong until like MagFest 2024, I think. MagFest 2024 was the first time I played, like, IRL Mahjong with physical tiles, I think. But, yeah, like, I think... I definitely played a lot in 2022, 2023. Yeah. What was I doing in 2022 that I'm not doing now? There's so many things I used to do, and then I fell off of them, and I just, like, fell off of everything. I did not get back up on a single thing. I used to zhong, I used to draw, I used to, what did I used to do in 2022? Yeah. I learned not to waste my time with ranking in games after the incident being sinking time into League of Legends. Understandable, understandable. It's like, where's my auto Richie? How will I know? Actually, weirdly enough, that wasn't the hardest part. I think the part that was most frustrating to me with trying out real tiles for the first time is like all the setup you have to do. Because like, I mean, if you have an auto table, it just like sets it up for you. But like if you're doing it, you know, the good old fashioned way, you gotta like set up all the tiles and like cut the tiles and all that. Like, to me, that was what was like taking 9,000 years compared to just, you know, it just like shows up in front of you, right? Point counting is probably a learning curve too. My strategy for counting points is to play with somebody else who knows how to count points. I don't know how to do points. I still don't know how to score. Yeah. How do we live before auto tables? With great difficulty. With great difficulty. Yeah. I just bought a set of real tiles. I'm paranoid I'm gonna forget to do something that Mahjong Soul does automatically. I also still don't know how scoring works. Again, like I said, the strategy is to go and play with somebody who knows how scoring works. Or alternatively, just don't worry about scoring. Like, just play games forever. And just don't think about winning. I guess, yeah, you can't really chumbo in Mahjong Soul, though, right? Like, that's the one thing I think with, like, real life is, like, you can mess up in ways that, like, Mahjong Soul literally will not let you do. Or honestly, any, like, online digital Mahjong version of Mahjong. Like, I feel like there's very few that let you, like, actually, like, screw up. There must be a Zhong scoring app, right? Probably? I'd imagine so. I know, when the first time I went to MagFest, I think there was like the DC Ricci Mahjong Club, and they had these like business card type things that had like a quick like list on the back of like how to do some scoring things, but you kind of had to know, like, you know, to know how to score a hand, you have to know exactly which hand it was, right? Ah, thank you, Bloodcraft. Thank you for sprouting. There you go. DC Baltimore is making an app that auto-scores your hand. Convenient. Yeah, Ricci City has a learn points scoring tutorial program. Interesting. Yeah, not currently public, but it is cool. I guess that makes sense because, I mean, I'm pretty sure DC Baltimore were like the group that were like handing out the cards that tell you how to score. So... hello, Eggy. Hello, Zot. But, yeah, I think, yeah, I have zhonged at every MagFest since. At least a little bit. At least a little bit. Because, like, even if I don't get to zhong at the convention, statistically, there's always going to be at least one person who brought, like, a board or, like, a Mahjong table, right? Or at the very least, we have a big enough space to put tiles down. Somewhere in the Airbnb where we stay. Yeah. Let's check out Ricci City at some point and learn the scoring. I mean, I think I streamed it once because I think one Mahjong Monday, Mahjong Soul was down for maintenance, so I think I streamed it like once or twice, maybe. Need for play? I do, in fact. The code is pinned. You are allowed to join. If you can read numbers, you are allowed to join. And if you can't read numbers, I think that this will be a problem for you once you start playing Mahjong. Yeah. Every time I think of IRL shuffling, I remember a reel my friend sent me where a guy and 3 girls are like flirtily shuffling and touching each other's hand. Like, oh. Romance anime where it's like, we touched hands while shuffling tiles. There we go. Okay. Pick your ready. Let's go. Would be willing to play with a fairly new player? Everybody is welcome at Mahjong. We have had people who have like the rank of saint, and we have had people who literally opened their account like 10 minutes before playing. So we're good. We're good. Everyone is welcome at Mahjong Monday. But only 4 people are welcome at a time. If you're a 5th person, then you are not welcome, but it's okay. You might be welcome next time. Nah. Somebody has slow eggy net. There we go. Yeah, shuffling is a weird social experience. Probably good for the touch stuff. I mean, yeah, I guess it's one of those things where it's like, in theory, you could do it without touching somebody else's hand, but in practice, like, it feels like a thing that's difficult to avoid, right? It's like trying to not touch anybody while, like, moving through, like, a crowded room. Yeah. Love your model, by the way. Very cute. Thank you. I also think it is very cute. I enjoy being egg. Look at my eyes. They have eggs in them. They have eggs in them. There is a right way to shuffle in a tournament, in my opinion. I mean, I imagine there's got to be some kind of standard, right? Just to make sure, for the sake of making sure that, like, things are shuffled properly. Like, I imagine there must be some kind of, like, standard, right? Finally found a job after 6 months, feels good. Yay! Everybody's gonna be so employed. Everyone's gonna be so... I've been egg-ployed. I think Zully, you mentioned a while back that you have found a job. You haven't started yet, but you found it. Has anybody else become recently egg-ployed? Or I mean, I guess, or like not recently egg-ployed if you're working the same job that you've been working as you were working before. The eggplant unemployment rate is going down. The eggplant economy is recovering. We got the music to match this. Footy-tan. Unfortunate. Thank you, Baxter Crook, for paying your taxes. Now that you work, you will be taxed on your eggplant income. Egg-ployed and jong-pilled. Egg-tirement, yes. I don't think any of you are of egg-tirement age yet. I certainly am not. I sure hope I'm not, because, like... It's time to retire on a very small amount of money. Retirement. For being old. I don't know. I'm like... I can't imagine myself retiring because, like, I can't imagine... I don't know. I guess maybe this will be different in a few years. I feel like it's like... it's not that I plan to die when I'm like 45. It's just that I can't really visualize myself being older than 45. And like, I know that if I'm alive, it's gonna happen eventually. Nah. Unless I get killed in a Mahjong related incident before then. Yeah. The only thing I care about for retirement is having enough money to rent till I die. There's no way I'm buying a house. Well, yeah, it's like... I mean, I feel like it's renting is not all bad, right? Like, because I guess it gives you a bit more flexibility about where you want to live, right? Because you don't have to, like, commit to one place for, like, the rest of the foreseeable future, right? A fire movement, financial independence, retire early is pretty hot these days. I mean, yeah, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I only know like one person who's done it successfully. I feel like it's one of those things where it only works if you're in a very specific situation, right? Because like, I know the idea, right, is just like grind and save as much as you can early on and like, I don't know, get assets that will pay off later. But I feel like that would only... I feel like that's only doable if you're in like a position to do so early on, right? Because like, I don't know. I suppose it'd be doable if you're like the kind of person who like manages to like get into like a well-paying job early on and is able to like get on investing early. But I think about like the way my life has like panned out so far and I'm like, I don't think that was ever an option in the first place, right? Yeah. There are different kinds of fire. The grind is only one kind. I mean, I guess it depends what you mean by retire early, right? Because I feel like when people talk about it, they're usually very dramatic about it, where they're like, I'm gonna retire at like 35. But I feel like it's probably different, like, because like retire early, technically if we assume that like 65 is retirement age, like retire early could mean like, you know, retire at like 50, right? As opposed to like 65 or older, right? But yeah, to me retired early is like 50. Yeah. But I guess also these things matter a lot on like your own personal goals. But yeah, no, I don't think that would pan out for me. I'm only now in like, okay, I'm in like a permanent position and I have a savings account. I've only just started. I am late to this. Yeah. The modern mentality to retirement to just keep working and do less when you hit 65. I mean, I guess the thing is, right, is that like I feel like 65 was like probably an age decided when like life expectancy was a little bit lower. Because like I feel like now if like okay, even if money is like not a concern for you, like, you know, you have enough money that you could like retire whenever you want. I feel like if more people are living to be older, then like 65 might feel a little early for some people. I can totally see that. Yeah, I feel like if you stop working, you just give yourself brain damage. I guess it depends. It depends. I think it depends on if you have goals, I guess. Because, like, I feel like, I guess for some people, I guess if their work is their whole life, I guess that's my goal in life, is for work to not be my whole life unless it's work that I like and that is interesting, I guess. Because I guess my concern was always like, okay, if your job is your whole life and then you retire and you're like, oh God, what do I do now? And then you spend like all day like scrolling Facebook or whatever, right? That's my concern. It's like, okay, that already is a problem for me and I'm not even old yet. Yeah, I'll get bored retiring at like 40 or something, too much free time. Yeah, I mean, I guess also too, like, I know some people, like I know of some people my parents know who are kind of in a state of like semi-retirement. Like I know my mom knows somebody who was like financial something or another, but it's the kind of job where you can take on like smaller projects. So she's like officially retired, but like every so often, if she just like feels like it, she will just come back and be like, okay, I'll work on this project for this, and it will be like a short-term thing, like, you know, just a few months, and I get paid for it, and that's cool, and then I will continue being retired. You know, I guess you can just like come back technically whenever you want. Retire, scroll Facebook, believe AI pictures just like your grandparents. Yeah, because you see, that's what happens, I feel like, if your job is like your whole life, right? Like if you don't have hobbies and pastimes and goals outside of your job, then I feel like then that's kind of what happens. Ah, konbanwa, Patamon-san. But yeah, if all you do is work, that's pretty miserable. I don't know. I don't know if this is a generational difference or if it's just I've been at jobs with a specific kind of person. But I feel like there are... Sometimes I hear the way that like some of the people at work talk, like people who have been here for a long time, and I'm like, presumably you must be making way more than me because like you could not pay me to work that kind of schedule. Like, I don't know. Like I have a manager who I'm pretty sure will like be pulling like 10-hour days or something, and I'm like, you must be making so much more than I am, because I feel like I would draw the line somewhere. Like, I'm extremely patient, but at some point I would draw the line, I think. Yeah. I have coworkers that have actually told me their work is their hobby. It gets me really sad. I mean, I guess it depends. Because, like, I could see how for some jobs, right? Like, I guess if you work, like, something that's, like, arts related, or even something that's, like, I could see, like, coding related. Like, if it's the kind of skill that can be used both in and out of work, but you would use it for different things in each of those places, like, I could see why it's like, okay, your work is and your hobby is kind of the same thing. It's just that you have the work stuff and then you have the hobby stuff, right? But, like, yeah, if your job is cool, I could see it. Yeah. Or you know, you have, like, you know, the kind of people who, like, work coding jobs and go home and do their own projects, but it's like, it's the fun stuff instead of the boring stuff, right? But I don't know, I guess it's just like, if your job is just like a normal job, I guess it's not, I guess I'm not the arbiter of what's enjoyable and what isn't, but it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, there's a tendency to work more than you need the higher up you go in the chain. I guess that's true. It's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, the dedication I've seen some people have to their jobs is like absurd occasionally, I guess, to me. But maybe I don't know, maybe I'm like the wrong kind of person, I guess. Because to me it's like, okay, for the most part when it comes to work, right? It's like, my job is what enables me to do all the other stuff that I enjoy more in my life, right? My job is what enables me to be able to not only have, like, you know, a place to live and food to eat, but also, like, you know, money to afford a computer so I can stream. Or, like, you know, money to afford to go places so I can see my friends, right? Like, to me, I'm like, okay, this is the point of the job, is to be able to have something, you know, to be able to have enough to be able to do things I actually enjoy doing, right? Yeah, work to live, not live to work. I guess, yeah, to me that's it. Maybe it'd be different if I had, like, a different kind of job. Because, again, a lot of the jobs I've had have been, like, office jobs. Like, they're not exactly, like, my life's passion, but, like, they are okay, right? Congratulations, Dirers, and thank you, Punk Asian and Vladcraft. I am losing Eggy again. Unfortunate. Thanks for the game. Thank you for playing. Yeah. It's rough when you barely earn enough to live. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know what counts as enough to live anymore, though. Like, obviously there's a line, right? Like... But... Yeah. Oh, hey, I heard my name. Did I say that name? Thank you for playing. But, yeah. Yeah. Authentic English is truly in a league of its own. I'm going to sleep now. See you later. Ah! Oyasumi. Oyasumi nasai. Yeah. Yeah, living is paying your bills and still being able to eat. Yeah, yeah. Because, yeah, a big part of my salary pool is just from rent, house, water, electricity. Yeah, I mean, I am very fortunate in the case that, like, I have had family supporting me. Even now, like, I'm paying rent now, but I'm still living in family house, right? So I haven't had to fully deal with that, and when I did, it was in Japan, where, like, cost of living was lower relative to how much money I had, so a bit different case, right? But I worry about that all the time. Because it's like... It's very weird, because I remember going from, like, part-time to full-time work, right? For the first time, and being like, whoa! I'm getting so much money! And then now I'm doing full-time work, and I'm getting paid actually more than I was paid the first time I did full-time work. And I'm still just like, it's not enough, it's not enough, it's never enough, it's never enough, it's never enough. And, like, I know as some of it is just, like, the bar has shifted from being like, wow, I can eat out more than once a week without losing all my money. But, like, I know the bar, like, things have shifted, but it's still like, ah. Because, like, I don't know, I guess maybe my standards for pay have been lower than they should have been. Because, like, I remember, I think the first time... Like, obviously my first jobs were all minimum wage. And I think the first time I worked a job that paid, like... It wasn't even that much more than minimum wage. It was like 30 cents more than minimum wage. I was like, whoa! Whoa! I'm gonna make so much more money. And it wasn't that much more money. I mean, I guess it was a bit more money because, like, the hours were more consistent. So I guess I did sort of make more money there. And also, like, it was just, like, a better job in general. So I didn't mind. But yeah, it was like, whoa, more than minimum wage. It wasn't even like $1 over minimum wage. It was like 30 cents. Yeah. Yeah. But then, I don't know. Since then, I feel like... I don't know. I remember, too, there was one job I worked... And I remember talking to a coworker there, and I remember she was like, oh, we can probably start. And I remember she was like, oh yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to take this. It was like a temporary job. It was like a short-term thing. And she was like, oh, I didn't know if I was going to take this job because, like, it doesn't pay as much. Because, like, I guess she studied, like, kind of like STEM fields. So, like, I guess the ceiling for salaries there is a lot higher. So yeah, she was like, yeah, the pay for this was kind of low. So, like, I wasn't sure if I was going to take this job. And I'm, like, sitting here, I'm like, this is the highest paying job I've ever had. At the time, it was like, this is the highest paying job I've ever had. But then again, I'm like, you know, social sciences and all my friends are like arts and humanities people. So, like, I'm accustomed to people getting paid minimum wage and then going to school and getting a degree and then going back to being paid minimum wage. Like, I'm accustomed to nobody around me being like a particularly huge earner. Yeah. It's not enough because I funneled the extra cash in investments and it's no longer cash, so it feels like I have less even though it's not the case. See, for me, it's, I don't know. I guess it's more just like I have more expenses now. So, and also I guess I feel the pressure of like I don't know. I guess I feel the pressure of like, what if a sudden expense comes up? Which I feel like I didn't feel as much, at least when I was living with my parents. Because, like, you know, when you live with your parents, you're not really going to be expected, like, you can plan for your expenses a little better is what I'm saying, right? When I lived with my parents, right? Because it's like, okay, I didn't drive a car, so it's like, it's not like, oh, what if my car breaks down and I have to pay for it all of a sudden? It meant that, like, there would be big expenses, obviously. Like, I was still paying part of tuition. I was still, like, if I traveled, I was paying for that on my own. I was still buying a lot of my own stuff, but, like, it wasn't, like, it was expenses I could plan for, right? Whereas I feel like once you're on your own, then there's always that feeling of, like, oh, what if something happens, you know, like, what if, like, my landlord, you know, if you live in an apartment, it's like, okay, what if my landlord decides to, like, rent-evict us and I have to go find another place and have, like, you know, the payment for that? Or, like, what if, yeah, a sudden expense is what your emergency fund is for. I don't know, it's just the emergency fund can never be big enough, I think, is how I feel sometimes. Yeah, what if dentist? Yeah, what if dentist? Oh, maybe it's also because I'm Canadian, so, like, the idea of, like, a sudden medical expense was also not really a thing. Like, because, I mean, I guess, because I think, I guess that was my wisdom teeth removal, but I think I was still under my parents' insurance for that. And same for most other, like, dental-related stuff. But, like, yeah, other than that, it's, like, it's not like, oh, yeah, what if I, like, I guess I would, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think. Like, if I, like, exploded tomorrow and was in the hospital for, like, a week, I don't think I would be, like, obviously I would lose the time that I would have been spending working, but it's not like I would have, like, massive hospital bills or anything. It's like, what if I died? Well, I mean, that would be expensive for everybody else around me, but probably not for me. The question is, what if I almost died? I feel like that's the concern. What if I almost died? Yeah, so then I go to apply for the government dental insurance now that I actually qualify this year. I need to, like, see... I know my work has the thing where it's like, oh yeah, once your probation period is over, then, like, you'll be able to join company insurance, but I need to check when that's actually over. Because I feel like that's pretty normal. It was like that with previous jobs too, where it's like you had to wait for the probation period to be over. Except at least with the other jobs, it's like, okay, I knew. I broke my elbow randomly and then I was fired. Were you at least still on your work insurance though? Did they fire you because you broke your elbow, or was that, like, unrelated? Yeah. I don't know if I'm earning enough when I can eat outside and not have to check if I have enough in my bank account for the rest of the month. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I need to be training myself to be, like, super frugal. Because I worry I'm not going to make it. If I can't, like, learn to forego all mortal possessions. But I also know, on the other hand, it's also like, okay, maybe I shouldn't force myself to do that if I don't have to, right? Like, my grandma didn't let me live in her house for me to eat beans and rice, you know? I know, I broke it Sunday, went to work, told my boss, and, like, 40 minutes later, boss was, like, fired. Insurance through the month, which was, like, 2 days, so I'm like, oh no, and luckily got a doctor quick and didn't need surgery. Can they do that? Can they do that? Is that allowed? Is that allowed? Yeah, lifestyle inflation is definitely a thing. A little bit is fine, though. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, because I'm trying to think of, like, where I could cut down. Because when I think of, like, okay, if I had to cut down on expenses, like, right now, what would I cut down? I would probably have to stop all my Twitch subscriptions. I don't have that many, but, like, you know, they stack up. I think that's probably my first line of cutting things. What would be my second line of cutting things? I mean, I guess I would have to get better about, like, eating out less often. of like where lifestyle inflation has happened for me. I feel like a lot of it has just been like eating out more often. But yeah, I love eating good stuff though. I know! Well, it's like, I like going out and eating things I don't know how to make at home, right? Because like, I don't know, my parents are the kind of people that like almost never go out to eat unless they're like traveling or it's like a really special occasion. So like, I feel like though they're not very adventurous when they do go out, because like I know my mom's like always like, oh, every time I go to a restaurant I'm so disappointed, and I'm like, well, you're going to a restaurant, like yeah, you're ordering things that you know how to make at home, so like of course you're gonna order it and be like, I could make this better, right? You gotta go to like sushi restaurants, you gotta go to pho, you gotta go to like, you gotta go get things that you don't know how to make at home. Hello Digby Cat, good evening. Good evening, Digby Cat. We are zhonging. You can join for the next game. Not for this one, though. I think we're still in the middle of one. How's the zhongers? I haven't won yet, but that's okay. And by win, I mean like get first place at the end of the game. Whatever I did just now doesn't count. See, I'm not even in first. I'm not even in first. Yeah, or things you don't want to make at home. Like, yes, I can make a pizza, but I want to enjoy it after it's done. Yeah. Well, because, like, yeah, I guess there's, like, things where it's like, yeah, you could make this at home, but it'd be hugely impractical, right? But yeah, you gotta get more adventurous with it. Otherwise, you will be disappointed. But yes, good evening, Digby Cat Raiders. I am NiceEggy. I'm nice and I'm an eggy. And we zhong. We zhong on Mondays. And we do other things on other days. But on Mondays, it's zhong time. It is zhong time. But yeah, I don't know. I think my other problem is just like lack of discipline when it comes to eating out. Because like I recently realized that you can just order delivery at work, because like there's like no restaurants near where I work, like there's like nothing, but like, well, it's nothing within walking distance, but like driving distance there is a lot more. So I've unfortunately discovered that you can actually order delivery to your job, like you're allowed to do that. So there's been some days where like I won't have enough time the night before to prepare my lunch, and I'll just be like, you know what, I'll just order something, it's fine. Anyways, must be off to sleep. Have fun. Good night. Have sleeping. Have sleeping. But yeah, I feel like that's been where I've been like really falling off. Yeah, delivery is expensive for the food you get. I know, but it keeps happening anyway. Because like, what's my other option is like, you know, like there's been times where I'll be like going out and I come back later than expected on a weekday evening, and I'm like, okay, I need to go to sleep now. And I don't have enough time to prepare my lunch, and I'm just like, okay. It's like, okay, I guess I will. My one complaint with delivery though is like, because like sometimes I order from like the Tim Hortons app, and the thing with the Tim Hortons delivery is, so they put everything in one bag, right? So like, let's say I order like a sandwich and a drink, and they bring it in one bag, which is understandable because it's a pretty big bag. That's my complaint. The bag is huge in comparison to what's actually in it. I understand why, because they need space to put like a drink tray and like, you know, other things. But like, I don't know. I feel like every time I like arrives, I feel like I'm just like, oh, look at the queen with her gluttonous feast. This giant bag full of Tim Hortons food. Like, it's like, and it's just like a sandwich and a drink. Like, it's not that much stuff. And I understand, yeah, but the thing is no matter how much you order, it pretty much always comes in the same size of bag. So that's why I'm just like, ah. Yeah, Janet's back for a tiny burger. Yeah, I feel like a lot of fast food places do that, where it's just like, they have one standard size of bag, where like, unless you're ordering like a ton of food, like if you're ordering for like multiple people, it will usually always be brought in the exact same size of bag. But it's like the biggest bag. It's not like the biggest bag known to man, but like it's a bag that feels a little too big for like what it is you're actually ordering. So you're just like, okay, everyone now, look at the gluttonous beast having the audacity to eat, you know, one burger. Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to be better about that. I've been really bad about it in the past few weeks, but also I've been very tired. I think Uber is another, like, money sink for me. But I don't know. Like, okay, I think my problem is that, like, sometimes I find that if I miss the bus in the morning, like, I feel like even though I'm spending more money, it feels more responsible to take an Uber and be on time for work than it would be to, you know, be late for work. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's more, like, responsible. Because it's like, it's financially irresponsible. But on the other hand, it's also, like, probably also financially responsible to keep your job. Oh, thank you, Techitos. Thank you for sprouting. Yeah, unless your work has flexible hours. Yeah, like, which mine doesn't. Yeah. Get Uber One to save $1. $1. Yeah. Don't be late, of course. Just have something at work. Because, yeah, it's just like... I'm not even talking like Uber Eats. I'm talking like Uber, like the car, to physically get there. So, yeah, I'm like... I feel like, yeah, it's financially irresponsible. Like, yeah, the responsible thing would be to wake up at the correct hour. But, like, evidently, if I'm taking an Uber, it's because I failed at that. It happens. Yeah, if you're using Uber a lot, you might as well get the Uber sub-service. Should I? But then I'm gonna use it more, that's the thing. Then I'm gonna use it more. I don't want to be like the kind of person who buys like the sub-service for it. Now I'm like, okay, well, I guess now I might as well Uber twice as much. Like... You save a decent amount on rides and no delivery fee. It pays for itself pretty fast. I mean, I guess I'll consider it. I'll consider it. I just don't want to like unintentionally encourage myself to use Uber more than I already do. But like, I don't know. Last week, I was saying earlier, last week I took Ubers like 4 days because I just kept missing the bus because I was too sleepy to get up in the morning properly. But at the very least, my work is closer. I remember, like, when I worked at, like, the 2-hour commute place, because it was, like, a 2-hour bus commute. It was a little shorter by car, but not by that much. But I just remember, like, the bus I would take would come, like, once an hour. So I remember there was a couple days where I missed my bus, and it would be, like, a $40 Uber to get there. So it was, like, it was insanely expensive. It was, like... Because, like, I don't know, the bus fare itself, I think, I calculated once, it was, like, $7 each way. Because, again, if you're on the bus for, like, 2 hours, that's going to cost more. It's a bus system that charges by distance. So, yeah, so it was, like, $7 each way. So it was, like, $14 every workday to get there and back. I think I calculated it once. It was, like, $360 per month or something to take the bus. And, like, that's only, I think, for, like, assuming I went to work and went back and didn't go anywhere else, like, on weekends or anything. Yeah. So, I'd use my bike. Unfortunately, the reason why it was 2-hour commute is because it went over highways. Yeah, still cheaper than a car, though. Yeah, that's what everybody was telling me. Like, even, like, because, like, even taking an Uber to work every day, with the job I have now, where it's, like, yeah. Is there no subscription? Well, no, because like I said, that system of buses... so, Eggy City has multiple bus systems. One of them, you can get a monthly pass for, but the other one, because it charges per distance, you don't. I think they have a thing where if you use if you ride the bus enough in 1 month, then they stop charging you for it. Especially if it's like the same route over and over. But I think that also, I think for me meant it's like, I would have to never miss a day. essentially. So it's like if I was sick one day, or like if I was on vacation for a few days, or like, you know, if I missed the bus enough times, and like basically if I didn't hit that necessary number of rides, then like it would not kick in. So yeah. Yeah, like a cap-based system. Yeah, basically a monthly cap. I think, yeah. For the same ride, because I guess the idea is that they wanted to make it easier for, like, commuters. So if you're doing the same ride every day, then, like, yeah. Public transport is expensive, cheaper than other methods, but expensive. Yeah. I mean, again, it was like it was, like I said, this was the job with the 2-hour commute. There is no way to go anywhere that takes 2 hours to get to that is going to be inexpensive, right? I think especially the bus that I did take, I think also, like, it was the kind of bus, like, it was the kind of route that most people who would ride it were not taking it as, like, a daily thing. Like, this was the kind of bus that you would take to, like, I don't know, go to the airport kind of thing, right? So, like, it wasn't really... Like, yeah, like, it wasn't really the kind of route that was really designed for, like, the daily working commuter, right? So... Yeah, same here. So at some point you spend like $100, so not worth it. Yeah, because I think like even my job now, like I could get a monthly pass for the system I'm using now, which I think would be, I don't know how, I haven't checked how much it costs. I think it's like 150 something. I don't know if it's cheaper or more expensive than paying for individual fares. Because like I saw some people, I've seen some people do the math on it where they're like, okay, you would have to be taking the bus like this many times a week. Which, I don't know, I guess for me, maybe it would be worth it because I also take the bus on weekends, depending on where I'm going, so, like, meh. I mean, again, either way, it's still cheaper than having a car, which I can't drive anyway, so there would be no point in owning a car for me. But, yeah. Yeah, the intercity buses don't get a whole lot of regular users. Yeah, like, a lot of it is, like, yeah, like, some of the routes... from that system, they do get regular users. I feel like it's more the trains that do, like at the regular users though. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, there's some routes that are really just like, it's like largely tourists, or it's like largely people who are going to an appointment, or like, it's not like people who are doing the same thing every day, right? But this would be free for EGGY on EGGY City. I mean, I know there's some days of the year that they make them free, right? I know previous EGGY City would make buses free for everybody on December 31st. I guess to like encourage or like to discourage people from drunk driving. I think on Canada Day too. But like that's 2 days of the year and they're not necessarily days I'd be going out anyway. Nah. I could have been first place. Nah. 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 All right. I think what time is it? It is 10:01. I think we'll do one more game. I think we'll do one more game for tonight, I think. I think this will be the last one. So I can once again, hopefully... what do I have to do after stream? I have to shower, but I don't have to wash my hair, so it won't take as long. But then what else do I have to do? I have to take out the compost. And then I have to throw out the moldy bread, which will probably also go in the compost. And then make lunch. Yes, I have to prepare my lunch. Which I bought stuff to do with, so that will be quick. And then... maybe if I have enough time, I would like to read a little bit of Umineko before I go to bed. I want to finish it before, I don't know. I think the story, because like the story canonically starts on like October 5th. 4th? 5th, I think? So I want to be able to finish it before then, but I still have like 6, 7, 8, like I still have like 3 episodes left to go. I don't know how long those are. Like the whole novel, like all of Umineko is like 80 hours or something, right? So assuming it's like 10 hours more or less per thing, I have a ways to go. I have a ways to go. Yeah, it's been a while since I read it. I mean, I've been playing it, like, here's the thing. Finishing this thing is gonna be like a 5-year project or something. Because I bought it in 2022, shortly before I went to Japan. Because originally I was like, oh, I'll play this on the plane, and then I did not play it on the plane. And then I played it on and off. I played it more on the bus during the 2-hour commute. And like, yeah, every so often I would get back to it. But like, yeah, I think I started, sometimes like, when people talk about like the early parts of the story, I like don't realize how much I've forgotten because like I played those parts in like 2022. Like it's been a long time. It's been a very long time. I was a whole different person when I started this game. Alrighty. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I started reading Dune recently. I'm too excited for the final movie. I haven't read books. I read books when I was unemployed, and then I got a job, and then I proceeded to no longer read books. Books. I don't know, I guess it's... because I kept getting ebooks from the library, but the problem with getting ebooks from the library is you only have them for a limited time. So if you like borrow a book, and then like life picks up and you don't have time to read it, then by the time you actually get to sit down to read it, it's like, oops, it's gone. Goodbye. Yeah, making the habit to read a bit lately to stop the brain rot from consuming my brain. It might be too late for me. I mean, it's not like I can't read books. I did when I was unemployed. It's just like, I don't know. At some point, I feel like I'm like, okay, am I reading this because I want to, or am I reading this because I am doing it because I think it's good for me? And at that point, it's like, okay. Book reader points and laughs in the light novel. I mean, that's a book, isn't it? That's a book. I mean, I don't know. I guess like I said, most of my favorite video games are like, oops, all reading. Like, it's all like visual novels and like RPGs and stuff. So I'm like, okay, it's not reading, but it's also probably like, you know, a higher word count than like playing Fortnite or whatever, right? Yeah, gotta be a mix of both, I guess. Yeah. We consider VN kind of like reading a book. Actually, I saw somebody make an interesting argument recently of like, because I saw someone tweet something. It was like, I've seen people argue over like whether visual novels are books or if they're games, and I would like to propose a third option is that they are theater. And I'm like, oh, actually, you're so right. You're kind of right. Like, because like, I guess it, like visual novels, it's like, okay, they have a script in the same way that like a stage play would have a script, right? And I guess if you consider the sprites kind of like, yeah, it's like actors, and sometimes it's voice acting, so sometimes it's like actual just straight up acting. And like you got sets in the same way that you got like a limited number of backgrounds. So in that way, it's kind of like, why are you getting auto-modded for that? What? Do you say I play a VN or I read a VN? I think either works. I'm not gonna fight with anybody on either of those. Where do you stand on audiobooks? I mean, they're just the audio version of books, right? I guess it does have a theatrical element because, you know, it's being read to you, so there's going to be an element of voice acting to it. I don't know. I've tried audiobooks. They are not for me. I just don't think they're for me. Comics are books and manga is books. Anyone that says otherwise is an elitist. I mean, I imagine there's some people who will argue that it's like, oh, your brain is doing something different when there's pictures, but like, it's storytelling still, right? Yeah. Audiobooks are not for me, too much of a time commitment. I think the thing is for me is just that like, which is weird because like I like podcasts and such. I think my problem with audiobooks is just that like, I feel like for fiction especially, if I feel like I need to lock in and pay attention, then I feel like then it's like, okay, well, now I can't do anything else. Whereas, like, Because I guess usually I use podcasts as like background noise, right? And I feel like if it's not being background noise anymore, if I actually have to lock in and pay attention, otherwise I can't follow what's going on, then it's like, okay, well, at that point I might as well just sit down and read the book, right? If I have to lock into that degree. Have you read Death Note? More words than the Bible? I don't know. I haven't read Death Note. Is it one of those manga where the mangaka just wanted to write a novel but couldn't? So the characters just, like, have huge word counts for speech bubbles? Is it that kind of thing? I'm not last. Yeah, the argument for a book over VN or stuff like that is that you have to actively use your imagination while you read instead of it being presented to you. Yeah, I guess that's one argument you could make. I'm sure there's some merit to that. Although, I don't know, though, because, like, sometimes I think about... Because, like... I remember thinking about this, because I read a lot of Warrior Cats books when I was a kid, right? And, like, well, yes, like, you did have to use your imagination to, like, you know, follow what's going on. I feel like because the illustrations were like such a big part of it, I wonder how much of it though, because like I'm not really imagining the characters. Like I'm being given a picture of this cat and then I'm imagining the cat doing all the things that they say the cat is doing. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's like one of those things where it's like, if you're given a visual, it's like, are you still like, I don't know. I guess you're still imagining it. But I don't know. I think about it depends on the visual novel too, though. Because I think about some visual novels, the lower the budget of the visual novel, like the less detail it's going to have, right? Like Umineko spends a lot of time just telling you what's going on because like they didn't really have the budget for the CGs yet, especially if you're playing like with the old sprites and you don't have like any of like the like updated stuff. Like it spends a lot of time just like telling you what's going on, like describing it to you. And like, you know, they might have like some sound effects and there'll be music and like the character sprites will have different emotions and stuff. But like at the end of the day, there still is a lot of just like description, right? Like, I recently started listening to a VTuber podcast, which is basically a love advice corner. Leon was it? Oh yeah, I forget what it's called. I know which one you're talking about though. It was Raichi's. It's Raichi's podcast, right? I think he was like the first guest. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. Certain charm to that, but I mean, I know it's not ideal, and I know usually it's like things that creators do out of necessity, right? Not necessarily out of like their best choice. Yeah. Hi, Egg. Hello, DJ Zmx. Hello. Yeah. Talk about Final Fantasy XIV as a place to pick up girls. You know, I've never touched Final Fantasy XIV. And I'm sure all of you are going to start arguing over whether I should. I don't plan on it. I know it's a very popular game for VTubers. But yeah, it plays a single player RPG. Don't. Because, like, I don't know, it just, like, never has interested me. I don't know. MMORPGs have never been, like, a big thing that I've been super into. I feel like I've always been more of a single-player games person. Woo! Yeah. Yay! Okay. Yay! I'm still not in first. I'm still not in first. Two girls I know married two guys they met on Final Fantasy XIV raid part. The most romantic game of all time. Can't you get like wedding rings and stuff in the game? Like not like actual wedding rings, but like there's like some accessories. There's like you can do a wedding in Final Fantasy XIV if you wanted to, kind of thing. A bit more of a single-player games person, she says, while playing Mahjong, a multiplayer game. Okay, Mahjong is like the only game. If I had to list all my favorite games, I think Mahjong Soul is like the only one that is multiplayer. Or that like has to be multiplayer. I feel like everything else, what else do I like? Like if my favorite games of all time is like Undertale, which is single player, Ace Attorney, which is single player, Danganronpa, which is single player. A lot of these are visual novels. You can't really have a multiplayer visual novel, I guess. Like, I guess you can read it with your friends, but like, that's not really multiplayer. That's just one of you streaming it to Discord. Yeah. The Zelda game Four Swords was so fun in multiplayer. I've seen other people play it, yeah. I have not played it myself, though. Yeah, Deltarune Maple Story is more speed. I've never played Maple Story. Like I said, I don't think I never played Maple Story. I never played RuneScape. I never played Final Fantasy XIV. I never played WoW. I never played... I don't even know if I ever played Club Penguin. I don't think I ever did. Did you talk about Maple Story? I've never talked about Maple Story in my life. I've never played Maple Story. Like I said, I've never even played Club Penguin. What did I play? I played, Build-A-Bear Workshop had an MMO in, like, the late 2000s. I think I played that for half an hour a day because that was all the computer time I was allowed as a kid. Thank you to Buick. Congratulations, Buick. I got second, which isn't bad. That's better than last week. But yes, thank you, EGGY and Bloodcraft. Thank you for playing. First loser. First loser! Okay, I think that was the last game. I'm tempted to start another one because that one went faster than I thought it would. But I also know if I start another one, I'm gonna be here and for like another hour. It's gonna be like one of those like... We're inventing new directions for the wind to blow to have more turns to our game kind of games. I know if I do that. If I start another one, it's definitely gonna be one of those. No more. I'm sorry. I have to go to EGGY work. I have to go to EGGY work tomorrow. I have to whack tomorrow and go to EGGY work. Imagine, I don't know. Imagine if I just did like a subathon one day and it's just like 8 hours of Mahjong. Just like 8 hours of Mahjong. What if I could do that? I don't have any plans for the Labor Day weekend, actually. Like, I just start at, like, what, like 10 a.m. and I just go until, like, the evening? Just Zhongathon. Yeah, Zhongathon, Joestar. Like, it's just like 8 hours of Zhong. Just like 8 hours of Zhong. Yeah. I mean, I guess September is next month, right? Like, they're discounted. I guess that wouldn't be a bad time to try to do a subathon. When is Labor Day again? I don't know if I have plans for Labor Day. Because, like, what do I have here? I might have plans for Labor Day. I don't know yet. It depends. Because Labor Day is, like, later this year, right? It's, like, the 7th, I think? It's in 2 weeks. Yeah. It's a full work day, but instead of work, it's Mahjong. Yeah, I clock in at the Mahjong factory. And I have to put tiles down for 8 hours. I'm allotted a lunch break, though. By law, I must have a lunch break. Yeah. This is my first time seeing the wheelchair character, actually, I'm pretty sure. She has a drifting emote. I like the drifting emote. That was like my first impression of this character. Oh, it's like, I need this drifting emote. Oh yeah, September 7th. Yeah, it's a later one this year, right? I don't know. No promises because I don't know. Plans might happen. I don't know what all my friends are doing for Labor Day. So... Oh, I got mail to claim. Hopefully it works this time. Thank God, okay. Last time I think the internet started dying right around that time and I was like, ah! Yes, thank you for the reminder. But yeah, because like I'm like, Wouldn't be a bad time to try. Lock in at Mahjong. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be all Mahjong. I think my brain would probably like tap out after like 2 or 3 hours. I guess I could break it up, right? I could break it up with like dailies or something. Or I can have guests on for a few hours so that I can collab a little bit. Maybe not a bad idea. Maybe not a bad idea. I guess it also technically doesn't have to be the Monday, I guess. Like, it'd be useful, but I guess there's nothing stopping me from playing Mahjong on other days of the week. It's actually allowed. You're allowed to do that. I don't know if you knew that. Fun fact, you're allowed to do that. You can do that. Alright. Speaking of dailies, time to guess a chatter. Oh, do you guys actually want me to play it? What's it? Can somebody link the game? I forget what it's called again. I think I saw Beba playing it earlier today. Who done chat? Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Is it? It is who done chat. Here we go. Sign in with Twitch. Hold on, it's taking its sweet time. I need you to Twitch. Okay. Wait, hold on, I'm confused. I'm confused now. Hold on, back to game. I don't want to do it for bodegas. I think it's getting thrown off because I think bodega. I'm a mod in bodega's chat, so I think it's getting confused. Hold on. No, I want Eggy chat. Hold on. Let me switch to a different game. Let me switch it up. Goodbye game capture. Hello window capture. Please capture the correct window. Thank you. Let me move that up here like this. Maybe I'll zoom in on this. There we go. That way you can see it. Let's see. So, this is a game that takes from your Twitch chat. So, I think I tried this once. Somebody had talked about it on the Discord and I played it. I know I played your Whodun chat before. I think I got like 8 out of 10. I got like 8 out of 10 right. You guys are pretty notable, I think. Let's see. Let's go. Because I know... I think a lot of you guys have very distinct typing styles. So I was able to get a lot of you. Let's see. Let's see. Oh boy, okay. I'm the same with Spanish. Who would this be? Next time? No, okay. Well, I'm already bad to a bad start. This is definitely Kuro. Let's see. Is this Mr. Mugen? Ah, no. Okay. I think this is Neil. Yes. Because I remember, like, the other day, I think it was this. We do know it's Plastic Love. We play the games all the time. Yes. Okay. This is Pembu. No? This is Faye. This is Faye. I'm gonna say Arc of Jonah. Man, okay. Flea Flicker? No! Okay, this sounds like... I was saying... No, what? Man, I'm failing today. I don't know the eggplants at all. I like the lock-in music. The lock-in music while I get everything wrong. No! Okay, to be fair, I think most of the people with really distinct typing styles were not in this today. Like, I've noticed, I can detect Jake. Yeah, I think Jake, the first time I played, you were in there. And I was able to detect your typing style, like, immediately. And then Faye is pretty distinct. Robert Brown is, like, extremely distinct. Like, he types in full sentences with punctuation and the like. So, like, I find that, like, he was the easiest to find. My horrible spelling and grammar mistakes. Actually, I think for yours it was more about the content than it was about the actual, like, writing, I feel. Again, it's hard to explain, but, like, I feel like a lot of you have, like, a very distinct way of typing. Although, evidently, maybe I'm more wrong about this than I thought, given that I only got 4 out of 10 correct. Yeah. True, I yap about nonsense. Well, it's not just about the yapping. I don't know. It's a mix. Because, like, I think everybody has their own, like, ways of typing. In the same way that, like, everybody has, like, words that they pronounce differently than other people and they just don't really think about it until somebody points it out. I don't know. I feel like with a lot of people, it's, like, use or lack of use of punctuation, I feel, is where it gets me. Of, like, you know, you have somebody who uses 1 bajillion commas and then you'll have somebody else who, like, never uses commas. Yeah. Gotta switch it up. Time to type nonsense. Everyone's just gonna, like, trade typing styles in order to try and confuse me next time I play this. Yeah. I just purposely mishear things and type them in chat. I think there's probably also other things that can affect this. Like, I imagine that, like, if English is not your first language, that's going to affect how you type. Often for the better, somehow. Like, everyone change personalities. Everyone start typing with, like, perfect grammar and punctuation. Everybody start writing like you're, like, AI or something. ESL makes you stronger. Well, I think it's more like when you're writing in a second language, you're more likely to be, like, more thinking a little harder about what it is you're writing. Whereas, like, when you're writing in your first language, you're just, like, writing down whatever comes to mind, even if the spelling and grammar isn't correct. I'm calling to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Jake, I can tell it's yours because you never use the apostrophe with I'm, unless you're on your phone. I do not understand what you mean, NiceEggy. I always type in this distinct way. You didn't use a period at the end of the sentence. Yeah, write down whatever comes to mind in English too. I mean, yeah, but it's probably like you get to a point, right? Because, like, I know my mom, so my cousin, one of my cousins in Quebec, I remember, she used to text my mom in English to practice. And I remember my mom would always be like, your cousin's English, like, written English is absolutely perfect, and her written French is absolutely terrible. I guess, like, yeah, I guess, like, when you're doing it in a second language, you're thinking a little harder, right? I'm on my phone always, I'm just that informal. Informal with a capital I. Punctuation is a myth invented by dictionary companies to sell more of whatever hot garbage the semicolon is. They're scamming you. They're only selling you like half a colon. We can't let this be. We're boycotting punctuation. We're gonna boycott punctuation until they sell us full colons only. Yeah. ESL is less slangly used. True, I'm like that with French. Although I guess it depends where you learn most of your English, though. Because, like, I imagine people who learn most of their English from the internet are probably using a lot more slang than people who learned it, like, in school or somewhere else, you know? Yeah. Buy one, get one punctuation mark. That's like the like exclamation point question mark. You know, what's it called? Like interrobang? Like, you know, where it's like this. That's the 2 for 1 punctuation, you know? That's bonus punctuation. Buy one, get one free. Hmm? Okay, well now you're just merging them. Now you're just merging them. They're getting closer and closer together. Yeah, blame Apple, I'm just a victim of the iOS. We're all a victim of modern spell check. I didn't realize how bad spell check had gotten. I just assumed maybe I got worse at typing. And then I used like my dad's old iPad that hadn't updated since like 2019, and it was like a million times better. So no, it has actually gone worse. Yeah. I've been on the train a lot recently. I noticed that few people talk the same way I do with my IRL friends. Lots of random English words sprinkled into German sentences. I mean, I feel like it's like that with a lot of languages, but also I live somewhere where English is the main language, so I feel like it makes sense when it happens here. Is that punctuation, punctation? I feel like that's more just miscellaneous symbols. No AI spell checks for you. Yeah, and it decides, it doesn't know when you're supposed to use the word but and when you're supposed to use the word bit. Or, what's the other one it keeps correcting? For me, it's for and foe. Like F-O-E, like the opposite of a friend. I feel like it for some reason I made the same typo enough times, and now my phone just thinks that I'm like, I'm going to be late for work, and I'm like, no, that's not what I was trying to say. It's actually a Japanese form. It's more commonly considered correct in English, I found. Interesting, I didn't realize it was like a correct way to do it. Yeah. I mean, oh yeah, the upside down question mark. Oh yeah, the upside down question marks and exclamation marks. Punctuation's used in Spanish, for example. That's true, that's true. But like, yeah, a lot of them are miscellaneous symbols. Like, they're mathematical symbols and the like. Yeah. All my Iros all play League, like 3 of them are Vietnamese. I see 2 Viet girls hop on the train. They were the first people on my trips who did. They're like, and are different emotions? Well, it's like confusion with some surprise versus surprise with some confusion, right? I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. Let's see who's live, though. Let's see who's live. Because I'm feeling, my headphone is like beeping, doing like the blink, blink when it's like dying. I'm like, I should probably... And it is 10:31, so I think it is prime rating time, I think. It is the good rating hour. Who can be rated at this hour? At this hour. Let's see. Almontis is on. Bloom is on. Ooh, Wise is having a subathon for anniversary. Let me see. Is anybody else? We can probably rate into Wise since he is doing a subathon. I don't know what he's playing. Just the special events. He might not have started any games or anything yet. How far in is he? Just to make sure he's not about to like retire for the evening. Okay, 2 hours 41 minutes. That's like a normal amount of time to be streaming. And I'm assuming if it's a subathon, then he's going to be going for a little while longer. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we can raid into Wise. We will raid into Wise. And my music is done. What happened to my music? There we go. We're gonna raid dubiously with this kind of music. Okay, raid. There we go. Let me set that up. What's our raid message gonna be? You know what? Let's go. We are raiding with proper punctuation. You have to write it like this. You can use like an exclamation mark or a question mark. Well, actually, no. You can use an exclamation mark if you want to. But we have to rate with proper punctuation, okay? We are rating with proper punctuation. Our grammar is very nice and good. We are very grammatical. We are rating with proper... Nah! We are rating with proper punctuation. Yes. The nerd emoji is a good touch. Feel free to add that if you like. Feel free to add that. So, this week will presumably be better than last week. I will stream more than once this week. I promise that. I promise that. I don't know when it's gonna be. It'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday. It's not gonna be tomorrow. But I will be streaming Deltarune. Deltarune will happen. Don't worry, Deltarune will happen. This week, I'm determined to make sure this week is less bad than last week. It's a pretty easy bar to clear, but I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. So until then, thank you for being here. Thank you for being nice and good. Let's raid with proper punctuation. Au revoir.